All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, it is time for a market watch. That's right. So for any of the new listeners out there, we do a market watch on the 1st and the 15th of every single month. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let's get right into it. I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Today's video is brought to you by Nin Garden, and pre-orders are now open for 4 new playmats, including Berserk, Absolute Ruler, Chaos Crew, and Green Fury. They also carry apparel like the Kings of Heart tee and matching pin. Plus, for this month only, take part in their Halloween Mystery Playmat sale, which comes with 10 free card sleeves with your order. And don't forget to use the code TheVV at the checkout to get 8% off on your next order. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get right into this. We're going to start off with the prices for PRB02. But real quick before we do, if you guys are going to be buying from TCGPlayer.com, please do not forget to use my TCGPlayer affiliate link. That will be linked in the comment section below, guys. Please don't forget to use that. Helps me out big time. Now, PRB02 is only about 2 weeks old at the time of me recording this video and putting it out. And let me say this right now, guys. I always recommend that you wait anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 2 to 4 weeks before buying any cards, because they still have these lingering pre-sale prices where the prices are typically still dipping down on the cards. There are some exceptions from time to time, but generally speaking, most cards dip down quite a bit over the course of that first month that they hit the market and they get out of the pre-sale price range. Okay, so we're still kind of in that period right now for PRB02. However, this Marco, excuse me, this Marco is down to about $18. This card was selling for as high as $40, guys. I think it says the price range is from $13 to $45. This card was selling at an outrageously high price for a while there, guys. People got scared. They started panic buying. Do not do that, guys. In this situation, whenever cards just come out, they're always super high priced at first. Let them fall down in price before you buy, okay? So this card is already down to $18. I'm hoping it keeps, I hope it keeps going down. I think it will probably settle somewhere between $10 and $15 because I do think that the PRB cards, the SR cards from PRB will be slightly more expensive than your standard SR cards from like a normal set because there are just twice as many cards in the PRB02 set than a normal set. Okay, so around $18 for this card. Not a bad price to get this at, considering what it was at before, but I do expect it to go down just a little bit more over time, maybe down to the $10 to $15 range, hopefully. Okay, Cavendish has dropped down big time. We're not going to spend much time on this. Brook as well. All of the reprints look pretty good. So let me just say this, guys. All of the reprints, I think you're good to buy those to your heart's content if you need to. The secret rares we'll talk about in a minute. Let me say it like this. The reprints for the SRs, the SR stands for super rares. The SR reprints look really good, but the secret reprints we'll talk about in just a second. But as far as the PRB02 exclusive cards go, like this Marco, this Nami, this Trafalgar Law, those prices are still a little bit high. I do expect them to dip down a little further over the course of the next month or two, but then they're probably going to stabilize, if not go up from there. So the prices you see right now are probably pretty close to where most of them are going to settle at. Okay, so for example, this Nami, I do expect it. Now, I will say this, the SRs in particular, I think will settle around where they are, but the rares and under, I expect those to go down. I think there's only rares actually for the PRB02 exclusive stuff. There's only rares and SRs, I believe, but whatever the case is, this Nami, I think this will go down a little bit more over time. This Kobe might stay around the $5 mark. Look at this, guys. It's around, actually, excuse me, it's around the $8 mark right now. People are buying this card up like crazy. Look at this, already 2,000, okay, my head's in the way, y'all can't even see it. 2,000 items sold already for this Kobe. So this card, I do expect it to go down in price ever so slightly, but probably not much. I would keep your eye on this card, though. This Zoro, same exact idea. Notice their listing price is the same and their market price is almost the same. Same exact story there. I would wait a little bit to see if Kobe or Zoro go down in price. These are not SRs, so they are not quite as rare as the SRs from PRB02. But who knows? Maybe they are close to the same rarity just because of how things have shaped up with PRB02 with all the pull rates and stuff. It's kind of hard to say. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's kind of hard for me to predict that. Charlotte Pudding's around the $5 mark. There's a $4 listing, but it's saying it's $6.28 is the actual market price. Yeah, this card's around $7. I would wait a little bit on this card. I expect this one to go down quite a bit. We'll have to see what comes out in future sets, but I don't exactly expect this card to kind of pop off in the format because it can only really be used in 2 different decks right now, and that's Purple Katakuri, which is not being played very much, and Purple Yellow Pudding, which again is not being played very much, but I think it's seeing a little bit of a resurgence because it might be doing a little bit good, just decent at least into OP13. We'll have to see, guys. I need to test that more, but yeah, I don't think this card's going to stay this high. I think it might dip down to around $4 or $5 is where it might end up staying at. We'll have to see. This Ace has dropped down in price. This Sabo, very solid SR. I think people are going to be using this in a few different decks, like maybe Gecko Moria, or excuse me, well maybe Gecko Moria, but I didn't mean to say that. I was trying to say Blackbeard and Emu, but yeah, maybe Gecko Moria as well. Who knows? Let me see what else. Okay, so just kind of to summarize, it's really just these top cards right here. And notice, if you want to know where I'm at right now, all you have to do is go to TCGPlayer.com, click on One Piece, excuse me, and click on this big square right here that says the One Piece card, The Best Volume 2. You click on that, it's going to bring up everything we just saw if you're sorted by best match. Okay, so I think best match means what's selling the most right now. And all of these cards at the top here, these top 15 cards we're looking at, sorry, my head's in the way, but these are probably the cards that are selling for the most, and they're the ones you need to keep the biggest eye on, because I do expect those prices to fluctuate quite a bit, and I'm hoping they all go down slightly more over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then they'll probably stabilize wherever they're at after 2 to 3 weeks, guys. So be sure to keep your eye on all of these cards on this screen right here. And then going down from here, let's go to page 2. That's where some of the secrets should be. Okay, Mr. 2, Boncray Bentham, and Monkey D. Luffy from EB02. I expected this card to go down a little bit further in price, and it might. It might go down further in price because I think going into OP13, this leader's not, or excuse me, this character's not going to be that great. Well, at least it's not showing up in any of the decks that are topping right now. So this card might go further and further down in price. Keep your eye on this one. But right now, guys, it's probably time to start buying the Mr. 2 Boncray Benthams. I don't know how much cheaper these are going to go for. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I'm trying to help you all out. I don't know how much cheaper these cards are going to be going for. There's already been 1,200 sales of this card, and that was at an even higher price point. Look at this, around anywhere from $10 to $22 it says, and then anywhere from $16 to $27, anywhere from $13 to $21. So I mean, you're gonna buy at your own discretion, of course, guys. I am not a financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. Buy at your own discretion. But I will say this: I don't foresee this card going much further down in price over time because it is such a solid, versatile purple card. I think it's just going to be good in almost any purple deck moving forward. Whereas this Monkey D. Luffy, probably not. I could see this card actually going down in price quite a bit, maybe settling around $8 to $10. Because this is just, I mean, at least currently, we'll see what happens in the future. We'll see what gets released in the future. But currently, this is not one of those cards you're going to see as a 4 of in a bunch of decks, right? It's just not that card. So I could see this one going down in price a little bit over time. Okay, other than that, all of these other cards you see on this page are extremely affordable. Buy as soon as you can if you need them, right? Like this, look at this, guys. Silver's Rayleigh. Notice the don't look at the listing price, guys, the top number. Look at this green number down here for the market price. That is the more accurate number. So Silver's Rayleigh around under $5. Blue Sanji under $5. Dragon is, I mean, a little more than a quarter. Okay, same thing with Eustace Captain Kidd. Zoro under $5. I mean, under $4, really. Trafalgar Law under $3. This Ace under $3. Buy these up, guys. Hear me out. Guys, please listen to me very carefully here. This is a block 2 card. The Zoro is a block 2 card. Rayleigh is a block 2 card. These are cards that will be good for at least 1 more year. Trafalgar Law is a block 3 card. This will be good for at least 2 more years. And it's $10 for an entire play set of a secret rare. Understand this, guys. If a Trafalgar Law, or excuse me, if any type of yellow supernova deck pops off in the future, I can almost promise you that they'll probably be playing a few of these cards in it. Okay, I don't know if there will be a Supernova deck in the future that's yellow and really strong, but if it does happen, getting these for $10 now, worst case scenario, you cash in on them if that deck does ever pop off, or you end up playing it. Okay, now with, let me see something, and that was block 3. Okay, Trafalgar Law is block 3, so this is good for at least 2 more years. And then we have this Port Goss Ace. This is another block 2 secret rare. It's going to be good for at least another year. Okay, really good stuff here. And again, I can't remember which of these cards have mangas, so understand that, guys. Cards that have manga rarities, I believe they're going to stay in the game, even after the block rotations happen. So keep an eye out for that stuff. Okay, that's it for PRB02. Everything is pretty much good to buy, guys. I would give you, I'm just saying, green light, thumbs up, buy whatever you want to from PRB02. The prices are probably right around where they need to be. They may go down a little bit, a little tiny bit over the next 2 weeks, but the cards to look out for is Mr. Tuban Cray Bentham, this 6-cost Luffy, and then on the first page, let me go back to the first page real quick, all of these top 15 cards. Okay, again, if you go to, notice how we're under One Piece card game, and we're under premium booster, the best volume 2, sort and view by best match. All of these top 15 look out for. Now, this is just for the box. Obviously, don't worry about that, unless you're trying to get boxes, of course. But here's the thing, guys. All of these top, I guess, 14 cards, because this is a box, I would keep your eye on these, and I would get them as soon as they are affordable to you. Because I don't think, I'm just going to be honest, guys, especially the PRB exclusive cards, I don't think those are going to go much further down in price. Because we saw this with EB01. I mean, that's where Cavendish is from, right? Cavendish is from EB01, right? That card jumped up to $40. Now, EB and PRB are 2 different kinds of sets. They're not the exact same, but I would say they are kind of similar in terms of like how expensive the cards can be, because I think they're a more limited printed set. So please keep your eye on these cards, guys, especially the Marco, this Trafalgar Law, and then the Kobe and the Zoro right above my camera. Really keep your eye on those cards. Everything else, though, like I said, is pretty much a thumbs up, green light, go ahead and buy it. They might go a little bit further down in price, but probably not much more. Okay, now moving over to the red cards. So now we're going to go through all the different colors in the game and just looking at all the cards in general. There will be some repeats, obviously, because this is sorted by best match. So on the top line here of every single color, it's probably going to be some cards from the PRB02 booster set, right? Okay, so we already talked about Trafalgar Law. We talked about Kobe. Everything else on here, guys, I'm not even going to waste much time today. Oh, man, we got to talk about Roger, though. We are going to talk about Roger. We're going to talk about this Uda, but hear me out. Everything else you see, the game is actually in a very, very affordable spot right now, but there's 3 cards we have to look at in particular. Everything else, though, is pretty much a thumbs up. Buy at your own discretion whenever you need it if you plan on playing red in the future. We're going to save Roger till the end. We're going to look at Uda, then we're going to look at Yamato right above my camera, and we're going to look at Goldie Roger. Uda is from the starter deck number 23. If you plan on playing anything that's red in the future, this is a great card to pick up from block 3. This will be good for a very long time. It is a very high quality utility 2K counter. Why is it so expensive? It's from a starter deck, guys. These starter deck SRs, they only come 2 in a box, so you have to buy 2 boxes just to have a full playset of these SRs in the starter decks, okay? So you have to be very careful with these. I've seen these prices get way out of control. What are you waiting on? If you plan on playing red in the future, or if you're trying to, collect the cards or whatever, I don't know what you might be doing. It all depends on what you're trying to do with the cards. But if you're trying to play red in the very near future here, I would definitely get these cards now, because I don't see these cards going down anytime soon. Look at this, guys. Look at this graph. It just goes up and up and up. If you don't have these, what are you waiting on? I would at least grab 2. It's a great 2-of utility 2K counter blocker to run in any red deck. Red plus whatever color. Okay? Now, that's Uda. Now we have to talk about Goldie Roger. This is one of those situations, guys. It's a bittersweet thing for me. I don't like telling people, told you so. That's not something I enjoy, but I was telling people to buy this card. Let's go 1 year out, literally. Okay, when it first came out, it was super expensive. It had pre-sale prices. Who cares? It dropped down very quickly, under $10, down to $5. Jumped up to around $7 for a while here, but watch this. Down to 6, down to 7, down to 6, down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Guys, this card dropped all the way down. Look at this, guys. It dropped all the way down to the $4 and $5 mark, and I was telling people then, guys, buy a playset, at least buy 2 of these. I told everyone, at least buy 2 of these right now when they're at $5 a pop. $10 and you're good. Well, now, just to buy 1, it's going to cost you $15. So this is one of those situations. I try to help you guys out as best as I can. When it comes to these secrets, it's just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time before Bandai prints an entire like archetype, an entire set around a specific secret rare from the past just to make it more viable. I don't know if they do that on purpose. I mean, it doesn't, let me say it like this. They haven't done that with every secret rare, but hear me out. I feel like they do kind of target secret rares, and then they can kind of build off of that with whatever leader they're building into the new sets, and it kind of meets in the middle where all of a sudden a secret rare that used to be terrible is not, it used to be awful, now it's super good. And this is one of those situations here, guys. It was just a matter of time before they made a Roger that was strong. And guys, they might print more Roger leaders in the future. You have to understand that. They might print further Roger support in the future, or even better Roger leaders in the future, and this card only goes up more and more and more in value. That's why I tell everybody, I have to say this right now, guys. Please hear me out. There are two different rules I kind of go by when I'm buying in general on the market. If there is a secret rare for under $10 and I don't have a full play set, I'm scooping that up instantly, guys. I'm going to scoop that up as fast as I can. If there is an SR under $5 that I need a playset of, scooping up a playset, okay? So in this case here, it is above the $10 threshold that I was just talking about. I would still consider getting about 2 of these. I think most decks are running 1 or 2 of Goldie Roger, and that's a solid amount to pick up because this card is an alternate win condition in and of itself. Okay, really good stuff here. I would still get this at this price, guys. I would still buy secret rares up to maybe $25, maybe $30 at the absolute most, and this one's only at $15. I think it's still very much worth getting. Okay, we got one more card to talk about in red, and that is Yamato. I had people yelling at me in the last comment section about this card not being used anymore, or not being used as much in Red Blue Ace, which is true. It's not being used as much as it used to be used, but I have to tell you right now, guys, this is an EB02 card that is an SR, and it is being used by some decks currently. Like I said, I've seen some Red Blue Ace players run it, and you never know what might come out in the future, and this is a Block 3 SR with high utility. I think it's worth getting as soon as you can. Look at this, guys. It jumped up. It has been sitting here. This is from August 29th. Let's go up to September 1st here. Right now, I'm recording this on October 15th. It is kind of just staying right in this $15 to $18 price range. I would get this sooner rather than later. I don't foresee this card going much further down in price, but who knows? Keep your eye on it, guys. Notice the market trend. It does look like it's going down a little bit right now, but if it starts going up at any point, I would just try to snatch them as soon as you can. I was recommending people buying this card all the way back here when it was under $6, under $10. I was telling people to buy this, and now when Red Blue Ace did start using it, it jumped all the way up. Now Red Blue Ace is not using it as much, and it's starting to drop down a little bit. We'll have to see what happens. I would still highly recommend getting this as soon as you can because you don't know what the market prices are going to do. It's almost like a better safe than sorry type of thing because this is a solid Block 3 SR, and it does work in quite a few different leaders. Okay, especially Red Blue Ace. I think it's going to work fine in there. I personally would probably still run this card in Red Blue Ace, but everyone's going to have their own preferences on how they build the deck. Okay, all right, so that's it for the red cards. Let's go ahead and move over to green now. So green, again, we're not going to talk more about the cards from the PRB02 set, like the reprints and the new cards from it. So all the other cards, green looks extremely affordable right now. Like, this is actually crazy how affordable green is looking at the moment. We got to talk about this Jory Bonnie, guys. I will come back to this, but everything on here, guys, green light, thumbs up. Green is ready to buy every single card in the set that you don't have currently. Hody Jones is at $7. That is not a bad price, guys. This card has already been reprinted in the past. Okay, it did not get reprinted in PRB02 because it was reprinted in PRB01. So the price you see for this card is the price you get. Okay, this is correct. Buy at this price, it's good to go. It's a little more expensive than I would like to spend on an SR, but if you don't have your playset yet, this is not a bad pickup at this price, okay? It has sat around this point for a while, guys. Look at this. Okay, it looks like it dipped way down, way back here, down to $5, but then it jumped up to $10, but it's really just kind of sitting around $7, guys. It kind of just sits right around there. Okay, Perona is finally starting to drop down a little bit in price. Not really that much. It's actually kind of just stabilized. It's kind of sat between the $2 to $5 mark for about a month or two now. So yeah, this card, this is probably going to stay at the $4 mark. It's good to buy now. Mihawk has dropped down in price big time. People are starting to not play this card over a new card coming out, I believe in OP13. There's a new 6-cost law that's coming out. I'm not going to explain everything that it does, but it's kind of taking the place of this card because essentially, you know, this is an 8-cost, 8,000 power blocker that can allow you to stand 4 Dawn. So you get 4 extra Dawn for the turn, right? Well, the new 6-cost law that's coming out, it is a 6-cost 6K blocker that lets you pull back one of your characters to play out a 5-cost character. So it's cheaper. They're both blockers. Well, okay, I will say the law is only a blocker when you have 1 or less life, but still they both have the capabilities of being blockers, and then it's cheaper and it cheats out a 5-cost character as opposed to the 4-cost that Mihawk can do. And on top of that, Law pulling back a Searcher gives you further value for later in the game. So I think this card has been replaced already, guys. Maybe that's just an example of how power creep works. It is what it is, and both would be slash searchable, by the way, but the other one is slash and supernova searchable. But hear me out real quick, guys. Everyone listen, everyone tune in, everyone dial in right now. OP14 is supposed to be a 7 Warlords of the Sea deck. If they print a green Mihawk, you better have this card now, okay? I would, if you don't have your full playset of this card, hear me out. Please, guys, hear me out. If you don't have this card yet as a full playset, I would still consider getting it at this price, because remember, guys, as soon as those as soon as those spoilers start rolling in, that's when the prices go straight off the charts, okay? So be careful with this one, guys. This is a really solid SR. It is a Dracula Mihawk slash searchable 7 Warlords of the Sea type character. It could be very, very strong if they ever decide to print a green Mihawk leader. Who knows what could happen in the future. Okay, what else? We got Tashigi on here. The reprint is super affordable now. That's good to see. Okay, Jory Bonnie. So this card is under $10 for a very solid secret rare. I would recommend getting this as soon as you can. This is a block 3 card. It will be good for at least 2 more years. It is just a solid 5-cost 6K blocker with a counter. Cycles your hand for green. Green doesn't have a lot of cycle at the time you're recording this, guys. They have some, but not a whole lot. So this card does so much. It's a 5-cost supernova card as well, which is really, really nice, right? There's a lot of stuff you can do in green currently with supernova characters at the 5-cost spot, especially if you're playing green yellow Trafalgar Law or whatever you might be playing, maybe even green Jory Bonnie. It's just a great card to have. I would at least get 2 of these if you don't have any. It's just a nice utility card to have. Okay, and I think that's about it for green. Yeah, so like I said, we're not going to talk too much about the PRB02 stuff, but this Bonnie is actually very affordable right now at $4. I know it's just a rare, but like I said, guys, those PRB and EB sets, they're very, very tricky when it comes to the prices. Okay, so keep your eye on that. Okay, that's green. Now, moving over to blue. Lot to talk about here. Blue's got a lot of utility pieces that are always good to get. And then these PRB02 prices are actually very affordable outside of the Marco, right? Like this Mr. 3 Galdino from PRB. This is the blocker one that can draw cards. If I think you can trash the card and draw cards if your opponent tries to rest it down. It's a blocker. And then this Jinbei. These are insanely good price. Just go ahead and snatch those up as soon as you can and add that to your collection to be done with it. Jozu, incredible value here. This card is just always good. And it's a block 2 card, so it will be around for a while. You don't have to worry about buying this and then it's gone in April, right? Good stuff here. Edward Newgate has dropped down a little bit in price, I think. Actually, no, it's actually staying right around here. But guys, let me tell you right now, talking more about Red Blue Ace, I have seen some Red Blue Ace decks that are actually dropping down the number of this card. So this card might go down a little bit in price, but either way, $2 for a high quality SR, this is a solid card to get at any time. Okay, we talked about Sanji, we talked about Marco. Nami, excellent blocker for any multicolored deck. Draw 3 and place 2 on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. It's a 5-cost 6K 1K counter blocker with Straw Hat Crew type. Garb, this is a bunch of stuff here for for like the Navy stuff. Of course, get that. Charlotte Pudding, incredibly useful card. This is a block 2 card. Go ahead and pick those up as soon as you can. Gum Gum Red Rock, just an incredible card to have access to at any time. Kazuki Odin is very affordable right now. Yeah, blue is insanely affordable from top to bottom. There are no like really expensive cards in blue other than Marco. Okay, other than Marco, everything else in blue is outrageously affordable. We're not going to be spending much time on this. I think this Secret Sanji is worth getting as soon as you can. I think there's in a PRB02, there's a manga Sanji that came out. So this card might be around for the long haul, guys. This card might be around to stay forever. We'll have to see what Bandai chooses to do with reprints and rotations and whatnot in the future. But there was a manga printed for it, and I think those cards will stick around through rotations. So the Sanji, great pickup as soon as you can afford it, even at $4 to $5. This Luffy as well, just above my camera. This is another, guys, this is just like with Bonnie, guys. Just like with the green Bonnie we just looked at, the 5-cost secret. $5 for a very, very solid secret rare. And this is a block 3 card. It's going to be around for a very long time. 8 cost, 8,000 power, rush card in blue that can bounce characters back to the owner's hand and attached on. This card kind of just does it all for blue. I think it's worth picking up as soon as you can afford it. Okay. And I think that's it, guys. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys as far as blue goes. Everything's very affordable. Green light, buy whatever you can from blue. Keep your eye on Marco, though. This is the one card. This Marco, keep your eye on this card. Okay? All right, next up we got purple. All right, purple, a little bit pricier than what we saw from blue, that's for sure, especially with these secrets here, the Luffy and the Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. We already talked about those. Keep your eye on those. Nami, Charlotte Pudding. These are pretty expensive, and so this Doflamingo is actually not too bad. It's just under $2. This is a great utility blocker, guys. If your leader is multicolored, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So it's a 5 cost, 6K, 1K counter blocker that ramps you a Dawn if your leader's multicolored. Really good stuff here. Pick this up as soon as you can. It's under $2. It might go a little bit cheaper over time. We'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure. Again, anything to do with PRB02, it is very tricky when it comes to guessing the prices on them. Okay, Nami and Pudding, like I said, keep your eye on these cards. I do expect for both of these cards to go down a bit in price. Maybe not too much, but a little bit. Okay, Katakuri, around $2.50, $10 for a playset of one of the best 8-cost purple blockers. I mean, maybe the best one of the best blockers in the game, if not the best blocker in the game. But 8-cost purple, 8,000 power blocker, Big Mom Pirate searchable. It can attack, it can restand and block, it can stand your other characters as active, and it can also fix your Dawn. I mean, the card has no weaknesses. Ultimately, the card has no weakness. It just doesn't have a counter. But this is a card you want to get on the board to save you counters in the end anyway. Okay, 2K counter Usohachi. Very good. We got Black Maria. Has been reprinted, so it's super cheap. Rosinante is nice and cheap right now. Hell's Judgment or Judgment of Hell. This card's super cheap right now as well. Trafalgar Law, Charlotte Pudding. Yeah, everything else on purple is actually very affordable. Even actually, except this card. This card. So this is kind of like, this is almost like the Marco for purple. Like the blue Marco from PRB02. This is like purple's version of that, but it's from EB02. Okay, $15 is probably where this card is going to stay, and $15 is probably where the Marco is going to stay. Okay, guys, hear me out. That's just how these extra booster sets and these premium booster sets are. Certain cards from them everyone wants, and they don't have the highest printing, and maybe the pull rates are messed up too. It could be a combination of factors. Could be a combination of many, many things. But hear me out. $15 for this card. It will probably stay there. It dipped down all the way down to $11 for a while, and then people were like, wait a minute, this is just an insanely good card, and jumped up to $15. And of course, people are probably going to try it in other decks in the future as well. So really good stuff here. I would probably pick this up for $15, guys. I'm not going to lie. It might dip down a little bit more over time. I hope so. I hope all these cards dip down over time, but hear me out. I don't think this would be a bad pickup for an SR, probably the best SR from EB02 for $15. Not the worst pickup. I'm not going to lie, guys. Okay, and that's it. Guys, purple is looking very affordable. Otherwise, okay, hang on. Just kidding. Hang on. 1 second here, guys. Thunder Bagua, about $10. Yeah, guys, this card has jumped up in price. Not many items sold. Only 154 items sold in 3 months. But yeah, this is about a $10 card now, guys. $9 to $10 card. Yeah, and I think that's because, number one, it's from all the way back in Block 1. It is not getting reprinted, so what you see is what you get here, okay? Now, this is a tough call. It's a card that most blue-purple Luffy decks are running currently. However, this is a Block 1 card, and rotations are supposed to be here around April next year. So if you don't mind spending the $40 on a playset, or maybe you just want to buy 2 of these for a $20 pseudo playset, and maybe have your fun with it for the next like 5 or 6 months, then maybe that sounds about right. Okay, or maybe that'd be fine. But other than that, it might be one of those cards maybe you don't even want to pick up just because it doesn't have a long shelf life. Okay, so please be careful when buying this card. It is extremely expensive for a reason. It is a rare event from OP01. Not just Block 1, but OP01 in Block 1, right? From the very first set. And yeah, very, very expensive card here for what it is, but it has not been reprinted. Keep your eye on this card. Okay, and other than that, that's all I have to say for purple. Everything else is very affordable. Keep your eye on the 2 secret rares and the PRB02 cards, of course, which is probably going to be the story of the day, right, for all of these. Okay, moving over to black. I think everything in black is just incredibly affordable right now. Look at this, guys. The most expensive cards are the PRB02 cards. And actually, the Gecko Moria, for what this card does, anything under $5, I'm probably not going to fight you over. I think the card's very much worth getting at under $5. This card is basically as strong as an SR, in my personal opinion, guys. So if you can get it for under $5, I think it's probably worth it. Now, we'll talk about this Sabo in a second, but everything else is cheap, guys. I never thought I saw the day when Brooke is under $5. Laboon is under $5. Nico Robin was already, this card was already pretty cheap, but it's still, super cheap right now. Stussy has gone up in price, or Stussy, however you say their name. I've had people yell at me about the pronunciations, guys. I'm sorry. I don't watch the show. I don't read the anime. Bear with me, guys. Please forgive me. I don't know how to pronounce all these names. But Stussy, this card is climbing in price. It is a SR from OP07. That's block 2. So this card still has 1 year left in the tank minimum, unless they choose to reprint it in the future. It has at least 1 year left in the tank minimum. And on top of that, I mean, it's just a very strong card. It can go in just about any black deck and just start KOing characters, sacrificing your smaller blockers or whatever to deal with your opponent's biggest character while establishing a 9K body. Seems good. And it's a good-looking card, too. Really good-looking card. Okay, excuse me. Other than that, guys, I almost don't have anything to say. Look at this. Everything other than that. Look how cheap these prices are, guys. Look at this. Nothing even over $1 outside of this Kobe. Okay, Tempest Kick is around $2.50. Actually, I'm seeing that now in the Kuzan. But almost everything else is under $1, other than the cards we just said. Right? So, yeah, black, it's not exactly doing the best currently in the format. But hear me out, guys. 7 Warlords of the Sea. It's coming in PRB, in OP14, right? Keep your eye on this card. It is a 7 Warlords of the Sea Thriller Bark character. If they print a new black Gecko Moria leader, like maybe black and blue, or black and red, or black and green, or black and purple, whatever they choose to do. We don't know what they're going to do. Black and yellow, I'd love that. But for those who don't know, I really love black and yellow. It's like my favorite color combo in the game. But if they reprint, if they print a new 7 Warlords or Thriller Bark black leader, with other combinations, this card could go straight up in price. Okay, so keep your eye on it, guys. I'm trying to help y'all. Preemptively attack the market here. Sabo looking very good. It's $7. So this is like the one card from PRB02 that costs a lot for black. $7 for this card. Excuse me. Very solid 2K counter Sabo. I'm so sad they made it into a 6-cost card. Why couldn't they make it into a 5-cost? For all of us, like black, yellow Luffy, red, yellow Sabo, and blue, yellow Ace players, it's like, wait a minute. They had an opportunity here to make this into a 5-cost 5K blocker, and then make it, if you have 15 or more cards in your strategy, give this -2 in hand instead of -3. So it still costs the 3 altogether with the reduction, and have it built in a little bit better for something like black, yellow Luffy. That's just me, though. I know, a little bit of bias there. And hey, that would have made the card cost even more. More than likely, it would have made it cost even more, but who knows? Either way, this card's probably at a decent price to get for a PRB card. I'd keep your eye on it, though. Other than that, guys, everything in black is extremely affordable. So, yeah, I would recommend getting these as soon as you can, if you can afford them. Okay, last but not least, guys, we have yellow. Actually, maybe last and also the least. No, I'm just kidding. Yellow's my main color in the game. I'm allowed to make that joke. I'm allowed to say that. But no, seriously. The Ace, the Boa, and the Otama from PRB02, they're actually, I think they're the cheapest of all the different colors. Okay, how do I say this? If you take the 3 PRB02 exclusive cards for each color and add up how much each one costs, I think yellow has to pay the least for their full play sets. So that's one nice thing about being one of the weaker colors in the game right now. But at the same time, we're going to do the math on that right now. Hang on, guys. We're actually going to do the math on that right now. Okay, so for red, yeah, so they have the Trafalgar Law and the Kobe and the Lucky Roo. That ends up being, I'm going to round on each one of these from the market prices. So $150, let's just say it's $8.50, so $10, basically $15 for red. For green, you have the Zoro, the Bonnie, and this Luffy. So that ends up being $8, $12, and then probably $14 or $15 for green. For the blue cards, okay, $20 on the Marco alone, right? Then plus another 50 cents and $1.50 for the Mr. Galdino. So it's around 21, 22 bucks for blue. For purple, Nami, $2.50, let's just say $2.50, $6.50. So that goes $9 plus another $2 basically. So that one's, right around $10 or $11 for purple. Black actually it would have been the cheapest, I think, except for this Sabo here, because the Shiryu's $1.13. So let's just call it $1. Let's call it $6.50 for Sabo. So that's $7.50 plus another $3, $10.50 for all those. For yellow, Guys, look at this. $3, $4, $1.50. So about what was that? 3 and 4. So about $9, just under $10. So again, now you'd have to spend, you know, all of what I just said times 4 for the play sets of all these cards, but still, that's not bad for yellow. Easily the cheapest to get all of the PRB02 cards you need that are exclusive to that set. But other than that, Kuma is pretty much the most expensive card in the game currently, guys. Not talking about alt tarts or anything like that. Kuma is the most expensive card in the game currently, and yellow is not exactly doing well. Yesterday, I did an entire like meta watch video. Be sure to check that out if you have not already, and I broke down how the meta looks for OP12 and OP13. And guys, currently yellow is doing really rough, and so is black. Black and yellow are in a very rough spot in the game right now, and with yellow being so rough, this card is hard to justify. Spending $31 on this card, it's almost like paying to lose, right? However, what have we been saying every single time, guys? Notice the type on this card. Okay, if you can't see it down here, look at this. See where it says subtypes? Revo Army and 7 Warlords of the Sea. If they print any type of yellow 7 Warlords of the Sea leader with 7 Warlords of the Sea, you know, affinity, this card will probably skyrocket if the deck is playable, especially if it's a top tier deck in the format. This card might skyrocket in price. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow, guys, but hear me out. $31 for this card might be worth it if you're trying to play yellow in the future and you want to play some type of yellow 7 Warlords of the Sea card. You might have to bite the bullet now, guys. I'm trying to look out for you guys. I promise it's nothing like I don't want you guys to have to spend this much on cardboard. I never want that. But if you are really focused on playing yellow in the near future here and going into OP14 with the 7 Warlord stuff, that $31 might be cheap soon. And yes, that sounds crazy, but hear me out. I think it could go up in price if there's a good yellow deck. And we have a new yellow leader coming out for Luffy soon that this can go into because there's no restriction on this card. It can be played in any leader. Keep your eye on this card, guys. And here's the thing. Say you buy it and you're afraid to lose your money on it. Okay, if you say you buy a full playset of 4 for $120, right? Because let's just say 30 times 4, 120. I know there's taxes and whatnot, but hear me out. Let's just say $120 for this example. Okay, if it starts dipping down in price, okay, cash in on it for $25, and now you'd lose a little bit of money in the process, but you'll still get some of it back, and you'd be able to play with it for the time you had it and all that good stuff. But hear me out, guys. Keep your eye on this card. Big time. Big time. Keep your eye on that card. Okay, everything else, Shirahoshi is extremely affordable. I want to see if Viola's on this front page. Otherwise, we might have to look for it because that was a card that did not get reprinted from EB0 from EB01 that I wish had gotten reprinted in PRB02, but I don't see it on here. Let me see. Let's go to page 2. If it's not on here, we're not going to go any further. But Viola is a card worth picking up if you don't already have it. I might have to just look it up. This Anel's pretty expensive, guys. Keep your eye on this card. This is an EB02 card. We're actually going to do an EB02 at the end now, guys. I did not plan on it, but we're going to have to do an EB02 search real quick after this because those cards we have to keep our eye on as well. Excuse me. But yeah, so real quick, let me summarize on yellow. Everything is insanely affordable. Guys, pick up all these secret rares while you can. Look at this. Remember, this Kuma is a secret rare. Look at these secret rares here, guys. $10 for a playset of Law, $10 for a playset of Port Gosti Ace, and you never know how good these cards are going to be in the future. Okay, this is a Block 2 card, the Ace is. Block 3 for Law. Really good stuff here. Everything else looks extremely affordable. Pick up whenever you can at your own leisure, according to your own budget and all that stuff. Okay, now, before we move on any further, guys, we normally go over to what was it called? LimitlessTCG. We're not going to do that just yet because I just thought about this, guys. We're actually going to go to another set here. We're going to go to the EB02 set because we have to keep our eye on that. Extra Booster, 25th collection, I believe it was. Yes, this is it. Okay. Yeah, I'm so glad we're looking at this, guys. You need to just buy these cards immediately. Okay, don't buy them immediately, obviously, but hear me out. Code Red, sound the alarm. These cards will probably only go up in price. Maybe not literally. We have to see what happens. We'll never know what's going to happen. But hear me out, guys. These extra booster sets and these PRB sets, the extra booster and the premium booster sets, I don't know if it's a short print. I don't know if it's like the pull rates. I don't know what it might be. But the cards, the SRs in those sets are always insanely, stupidly expensive. Okay, look at this Sanjin Pudding sitting at $16. This Yamato at $17. This Anel's almost $10. This Nefeltari Vivi is almost $10, guys. Look at the green, the market price. Not the listing price, the market price. We already talked about Luffy earlier. We're not going to talk about that again. This Sengoku's around $5. Definitely scoop this up as soon as you can if you can afford it. This Vegapunk's around $6.40. I'm not a huge fan of that card in Vegapunk, but I know a lot of people do like the card, so I think that's probably a decent price to get it at. Let's keep going. Okay, Arlong and Trafalgar Law, Jewelry Bonnie, very, very affordable SRs from an extra booster set. I would snatch those up pretty much immediately. Instantaneously snatching those up if you don't already have a playset. Okay? Instantaneously. Okay? Let me see what else we got here. Okay, we got a bunch of Altars on the top here. Crocodile, Hildon. I don't even know what that card is. Nefeltari Vivi. Why isn't this loading? Hang on, guys. Let me refresh real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's about it. So, guys, please keep your eye on EB01. I'm going to end it there. Let me get back to the front page here. This is just how it is. We're seeing the same trend here. Hang on, guys. I got to refresh it. We're seeing the exact same trend we saw with EB01. Do you guys remember Cavendish? Obviously, we just now got the reprints in PRB02. This Sanji and Pudding might be the Cavendish of EB02, okay? Do you guys remember Laboon and Brook? Enel, Nefeltari Vivi, Yamato? Those might be the Chopper, the Brook, the Laboon of those sets, okay? Oh, please watch out for these guys. Get them when you can. I can't say if they're going to go up and down in price, but my fear is that they're going to go up. Okay, now one more card I do want to look at. Like I said, I want to look at Viola. Let me get rid of this right here, and we're going to look at Viola and Chopper. Okay, so Viola, around $11. I had a feeling. Yeah. This is from EB01, and this card was not reprinted. If you're a collector, this might be the right time to get this card. I don't foresee it going much further down in price. Who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it is a block 2 card. Now, one thing I will say for the collectors, if you can play the late game, play the waiting game, when these cards get rotated out of the set, they might go down in price. You never know. Okay, so this card, Viola, and then Chopper. Let's go ahead and check out Chopper real quick. This one right here. Okay, around $15. I think people were saying that this card might get reprinted in some type of learn to play set. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that. But if that is true, it should drive the price down even further. But $15 for this card is not terrible. Okay, that's it for the Market Watch part. Now we're going to go ahead, at least for TCGPlayer.com. Again, guys, if you're going to use TCGPlayer.com, please don't forget to use my affiliate link. It helps me out big time. Okay, now moving over to LimitlessTCG. Let's go full screen for this. Let your eyes rest a little bit. We were just staring at a flashlight for about 40 minutes straight. Okay, now we're going to check out how much decks are costing in their entirety in OP12. Okay, this is for the West. We're not going to look at all these leaders, guys. We're probably going to look at the top 5, and then I'm going to pick a few ones. I'm going to select some from after that. Okay, so Blue Purple Luffy. Here we go, guys. This is a first place list by Jonas Abraham. Check this out. First place, around $230 because of this Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. That is the majority of the price of the deck right there. And that's probably pretty accurate. I think it should be around $80 because I think it's like $20 a pop right now. So let's take $10 off the top. It should be about $219. And then Monkey D. Luffy here. Yep, that's a pretty reasonable price. Now, these Sanjis should drop way down. I think this card's only going for about $4 or $5 right now. So let's go ahead and cut that price in half down to $20. So let's go minus 30 off the top. Like I said, minus 10 for the Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. Might go down even further over time. And then minus 20 from this Sanji here. And that's going to drop us down to under $200 for Blue Purple Luffy, which is a good deck moving even into the next set into OP13. I think this leader will still be able to compete once we can get our hands on the 8 cost 10,000 power Roger. Okay, guys, really good stuff here. Okay, Dracula Mihawk's not too bad. This one's around $2.50, but we will need to keep an eye on this card. Okay, cool. So that's Blue Purple Luffy. First place list there by Jonas. Next up, we got second here, next we're going to go over Bonnie. This is a second place list from Tyler T. Let's go ahead and check this list out. Right around $200. The Cavendish, this price is not accurate. So the prices are probably not updated on Limitless. So every deck we see today might have the price drop down just, a little bit, right? This deck should be minus, how much is it for Cavendish now? I think it's like $5 for a Cavendish. So it should only be $20, but it's saying it's $60. So minus $40 off the top. This Tashigi is also cheaper now. Bonnie's about where it needs to be. This Zoro's about... It's about how much it costs right now. That is true. I think it's like $8 a pop. Okay, Hody Jones is where it's at. Dracula Mihawk, this is normal. Okay, everything else looks normal. But I think you can take about $30 off the top easily from going minus, you know, like I said, the Cavendish is much cheaper now, at least from what we just saw. Let me see something. See, it's still saying it's $14, but that might be for the original EB01 Cavendish, right? We just saw it on the actual, guys. Mind your eyes. We're going back because I got to check. Am I crazy, guys? Am I losing it here? Hang on. We're going all the way back to, let me go to One Piece. Let me go to PRB02. And yes, okay, I'm not crazy. That's good. I'm glad I'm not crazy. I was just able to confirm it. Yeah, this card's $5 a pop now, so this price should go way down. Okay, so minus 40 off the top. Looks like this deck's probably going to cost around $150, $160 when everything is said and done. And a lot of these cards are going to be good for quite some time. Okay, so really good stuff here. Pretty good investment if you're trying to get into the game. Okay, next up is Rayleigh. Okay, we got a fifth place. Actually, we got a first place here. We got a fifth place list here by Sammy Wang and a first place list by David Atherton. Let's check this one out. Sorry if I butchered that name. Is it Wang? Wang? I'm sorry if I messed that up, guys. My apologies. Let's go ahead and compare the prices between them. So David's list here is just under $100. This Sanji is still pretty pricey. Mole Pistol's pretty pricey. I think this card's getting reprinted. Is that true, guys? I think I heard that it's going to be reprinted in a starter deck or something. I could be off on that. Don't quote me on it. Kidding Killer. Now, this is a card I did not mention. This card's around $6.50, but I think it might be getting reprinted as well. There's supposed to be a bunch of cards getting reprinted soon in some type of new Learn to Play or starter deck or something like that. So keep your eye on that. Okay, but this Kidding Killer might go down a little bit in price. Sanji might stay the same. Nami, hopefully that gets reprinted soon if they're going to keep it around. That's crazy that a Searcher costs that much money. Okay, Buggy did just get reprinted in PRB, so that's really nice. I think it was in PRB02, right? Good stuff. So under $100 for like basically one of the best rush decks in the format. Now let's compare that to Sammy's list. Yeah, basically the same price. Okay, right under $100. Probably just different numbers on a few of these different cards. Okay, really good stuff there. Under $100 for a top tier rush deck. We'll take that every single time. Okay, next up we have Green Zoro. So here is let's look at the best list we can here. Here's a first place list. This is from September 27th. Okay, let's do an October list though. Let's do this October, hang on, no, we'll do this most recent one by Sauster. This is a 19th place list here. Okay, about $130, and remember, subtract 40 from the Cavendishes, and you're looking at a deck that's just under $100. We'll take that every time. I think the TCGs are cheaper now as well. Okay, cool stuff there. Paradise Waterfall is pretty expensive, guys. Make sure to pick these up if you don't have these, if you want to play these. It's only a block 1 card, but this could get out of hand pretty quickly. Keep your eye on that. Okay, now that's it for Green Zoro. Now let's go to Green Purple Luffy, and then we'll kind of move around from there. Okay, so here we go. This is from October 11th. This is a first place list by Lunatic. That's a cool name, Lunatic. And this is about a $200 list. Now, this Luffy, I think, has dropped down. Actually, no, that's probably about right for where it should be. This one probably is about that. Sanji and Pudding is still pretty expensive. Thunder Bog was expensive. Yeah, sorry, guys. There's just a few cards in here that are just simply expensive. So just under $200, though, for a top-tier list. Green Purple Luffy. Not too shabby. It's nice to see where all of the top-tier decks we've seen so far are basically right at $200 and under. I think that's really not a bad thing. I think that's, all things considered, that's a very healthy place for a game to be at. Okay, now, speaking of that, let's go ahead. I'm going to look through some lists here afterwards that are going to be a little bit more budget-friendly. Okay, so first up, actually, hang on. Maybe not yet. I want to see this black yellow. Hang on, guys. Something caught my eye here. Let's look at Nelson Guo's 4th place black yellow koala list, just out of curiosity. Okay, so get this, guys. Other than the Bartholomew Kuma, this is basically a $50 list for black yellow koala. Very cool, man. Very cool. These 4 Namis are around $20 for a playset. Good to know these are about $4 a piece right now. And these Kumas, these are the most expensive cards in here. Everything else is extremely affordable. This Katakuri is back up to $10, okay? Guys, if you don't have this Katakuri, now might be the time to get this. This card is back up to $8, guys. Keep an eye on that. I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm sounding repetitive, but keep an eye on this stuff. You got to. Okay, now, back to what I was saying. Let's look at Blue Purple Sanji real quick. Here's a 7th place list. Now, this is from September, but this is by Manuel Salvador. This list is under $50, well under $50, right? Very, very well under $50, and I think this is going to be a fun deck moving forward. We'll see if we can make this work in OP13, but I'm not sure just yet. Okay, moving on from there. We're not going to spend too much time on these. Blackbeard, we always have to keep an eye on this list here, guys. This is a 4th place list here from the regional here at Lyon, I think it's pronounced. Not Lion, right? It's Lyon, I think. Anyway, Maxime Puzak, this is their list here. Excuse me. So this is a list that's well under $50 for the people who are trying to get into this game on a budget. A 4th place list at a regional. It's hard to beat that for under $50. Okay, and then we have Marshall D. Teach in here. This is the most expensive card, and the Kuzan. The Kuzan and the 5-cost SR Kuzan from OP10 and the SR Kuzan from ST27 are the most expensive cards in here by far, but everything else is extremely affordable. Okay, now we'll look at a few more. We will look at a few more. Blue-Purple Reiju is always a good deck to check out. Here's an OP12 list. 21st place by Stefano Vinci. Under $20, guys. So what is that? Like you give somebody the old an Andrew Jackson, right? A $20 bill, and here you go. Here's like a full deck. Seems good. And this was a top 32... excuse me, guys. This is a top 32 placing list here by Stefano Vinci for Blue-Purple Reiju. Really awesome stuff here, but clearly a solid pilot. Guys, you can't just make this deck work if you don't know how to play it. Okay, and then we're going to look at Red, Yellow, Bello Betty, and then maybe 1 or 2 others. Whoops. Okay, let's not literally the card, okay? We want to see the deck here. Here is a 27th place list here from Diz. I think we looked at this one last time. Right around $20. Hard to beat that. We're going to keep going. Blue Kuzan. Here it is. This is the other one I want to look at. Kuzan, first place list here by Iago Garcia. Under $30 for a first place list in OP12. It is just so hard to beat that. The most expensive card in here is the Jozus. And I do think those are good. I do prefer running Jozu in my blue Navy Kuzan deck. Even though it's not a Navy card, I still run it in there because it's just that strong. All right, guys, that's all I got for y'all. Just to kind of summarize, the market looks like it's in a pretty good place. There's a few cards that are kind of tough to see right now. Yellow's not in the best place because even if you're trying to play yellow, like here's a 7th place list here by Jonathan Chow, and it's like a $250 list for a deck that's, you know, it's not even like the best decks in the format, but they still can get the job done. And it's all about this Kuma right now being $120. If you took this card out, then it'd be a $200 list, or excuse me, $115, $110 list or whatever. So it's just kind of unfortunate where that's at right now in yellow. It's like yellow's not doing that great, and also the decks cost super expensive. But I think there are some options if you just want to play yellow. Let me see what Katakuri's going right now. This was 15th place at the Peoria regional by Abe Zaragoza, around $212. Let's see the 6th place list at by Jimmy Hune. Not sure how to say that. This was at Nationals, about $200. Yeah, so it's really, I think it's really all about this Kuma. So again, yellow's not exactly doing great, and it's still kind of expensive to play. The least expensive deck to play for yellow right now is actually Calgara. That's the last list we'll look at before we move on. 22nd place. Actually, here's a 15th place list here for OP12 by Jurassic Sphere. Around $108. Not bad. It's running 3 Kumas. If you took out the 3 Kumas, guys, and just put something else there, I mean, that's like a $10 list. It's hard to beat that. But, you know, the Kumas are very important. Okay, now I'm done. Now let me just summarize, guys. I think the game is actually in a very solid place, all things considered. I think the market is not in the worst place. There are some cards that are a little too expensive, in my opinion, right now. I do hope some of these SRs from PRB02 will go down. I do hope some of these EB cards, these EB02 cards in particular, will go down. And I hope Kuma will go down as well. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Let me go ahead and get the outro on here. Okay, I'm done. Hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, if you are liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, using my TCG Player affiliate link, or donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. If y'all enjoyed this conversation, I will be streaming tonight. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here on YouTube on the VV Theory from 9 p.m. Eastern to 12 a.m. We're going to continue this conversation there. We're going to talk more about the market tonight on the stream. Okay, I'm done. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, guys. Peace.